most of the profits when the CIF is terminated. If the CIF, good music, if the CIF comprises a two-tranche structure, the vehicle may be channeled through an IMF trust fund or administrative account. Sorry, all this sounds quite technical, and it is quite technical, and you find more technical details in the paper, so I will stop here. On the process, the president of the Eurogroup already mentioned that we have these consultations in the course of the month, and then before the end of the month, the Eurogroup will decide on the terms of conditions of these two approaches, and subsequently we finalize everything and hope to begin implementation in December. Thank you very much.
Okay, questions, please. Bitte. Yeah. You have been announced.
Two general questions. Sylvia Wadra from CNBC. Two general questions. First of all, there was speculation ahead of the meeting. Sounded absurd. We've heard it many times before, but please an answer to that. Were there ever any talks about tapping into the gold reserves of any of the central banks or special drawing rights with the IMF? And second question to any of you gentlemen, how concerned are you by the fact that ESFS yields are evidently blowing out compared to bonds? I mean, at the moment, it seems only the German government can still finance itself at a very low rate, and the premium for ESFS bonds is already getting higher than comfort, or is it?
As far as the gold issue is concerned, I have to tell you that this question was not even marginally mentioned during the CAN meetings, the official meetings, the private and intimate meetings, and the gold issue was not discussed today. I don't understand why the German press is discussing that question for 3 days. I do understand it, but I don't understand it.
Yes, today we went to the market and issued €3 billion 10-year maturity. This money will be used for the next tranche for the Irish adjustment program. So it was a regular exercise. The yield indeed was the highest we have had so far in our 4 issues. But I think in light of the very difficult market environment, which was made particularly difficult through the events last week, it's understandable that yields have gone up. Also, when you only look at spreads, people sometimes then overlook the fact that the basis has become lower. If you look at German yields, take that as a basis, and often people look at the yield, the spread over German bonds. German bonds are so low, almost the lowest in 50 years, so that the overall level is not that much higher than the past, but it is higher. Another reason why there might be uncertainty is the fact that we have not been able so far to give all the details on how we intend to do the leveraging. I think with the paper that we issued tonight, that should go a long way in issuing some of the questions, and then in the course of the months we will answer more questions, and I hope that then it will be easier to go to the market in the future again.
Yeah, Peter.
Thank you. Alvise Armelini from DPA, German press agency. To Commissioner Rehn, you said that the Eurogroup called for a national unity government in Greece. I wonder, does this not amount to interference in national politics? Is it not up to the Greeks to choose what kind of government they have? Thank you.
First of all, as regards the agreement of the 27th of October by the Euro Area Summit, that is an agreement of 17 member states, including Greece and all the other member states, not least those who are financially supporting Greece on certain clear conditions. And the Euro area, as well as the Commission, want to support Greece, but of course we expect that Greece will take care of its own responsibility and carry its own responsibility of the agreement. It's a two-way street. We do our part. Greece is expected to do its part. And I don't think I'm the only one who felt that this unilateral announcement of a referendum was a breach of confidence in relation to that agreement of the 27th of October. And therefore, we in fact reiterated our long-standing call for a national unity government in line what we have seen in Ireland and in Portugal, where this has worked and where this has been crucial and essential in order to have the sufficient political backing and confidence in support of this very difficult EU-IMF program of economic reform and fiscal adjustment. This is the reasoning, and I trust that this kind of a coalition government of national unity is now in the making, which gives Greece a chance, and it would be important to conclude this soon, and then the government, in writing on paper, clearly express its commitment to the EU-IMF program, including the second program and private sector involvement.
I would like to add that we were asking for national unity in Greece, as we did in Portugal and in Ireland. Portugal and Ireland, when entering the program, they were delivering national unity. I do admit that Greece is a unique case, but only if it comes to PSI. But if it comes to national unity, Greece is not a unique case. And you have to understand. Yeah, no, but nor did have Ireland, nor did have Portugal. The opposition parties, both in Ireland and in Portugal, were supporting the adjustment measures. And without that, it would have been awfully difficult to have these programs being agreed upon. You have to know that it is awfully difficult to explain to German, to Dutch, to Belgian, to Austrian, to Luxembourg citizens that we have to show solidarity, and I'm 100% in favor of showing solidarity, if inside Greece there is no willingness to come to common analysis and to a national consensus. So I'm quite happy that after months of explanations and of pedagogic efforts, Greece, the political class in Greece now has made the decision to work together. It should have been done months ago.
It's a follow-up question for Commissioner Rehn. Commissioner, just a while ago you said that Greece and the Greek politicians have to undertake their responsibilities. So I was wondering, when is the Commission, the IMF and the ECB will undertake their part of the responsibility? You've been on the ground for 2 years. There's been fiscal derailment every month, month after month. You've been drafting reports every 3 months. You've been approving the 6 tranches based on those reports, whereas the derailment went bigger and bigger. So my question is, shouldn't the Commission and the Troika, as we call it, take their part of the blame?
It is correct that the growth outlook of Greece is today worse than it was half a year ago, for instance. Of course, when we started, we didn't have the right statistical figures. So things started to unfold gradually. And today we are certainly much better informed as regards the real state of the economy of Greece. Once we have revamped and reformed together with the Greek authorities, we have revamped and reformed the Greek Statistical Office so that after 2 years of reform, it is now able to provide reliable statistics for the purposes of European policy making.
Ever were implemented for 2 years in a row?
Tax evasion, the fight against tax evasion is of course the responsibility of the Greek government. We are supporting it through our task force and its technical assistance. providing both Commission expertise and expertise from the EU member states, where there is certainly better expertise as regards the fight against tax evasion and improvement of tax administration. But ultimately, the responsibility lies in the hands of the Greek government. And now I trust that the new government of national unity will take this more seriously and will produce results as regards the fight against tax evasion.
Every 6 months, and every 6 months you were coming to the Eurogroup and you were issuing a report saying that you were authorizing the release of every fund. It wasn't for a month, it was for 2 years. So the Greek people are wondering, since they trusted you for 2 years and they were accepting all these measures, they were wondering whether Troika will be undertaking their part of the blame.
Let's be precise on this. We have warned about the problems related to the fight against tax evasion for 2 years. I mean, in every report we have raised this and we have underlined the importance of taking appropriate measures in order to fight tax evasion, which is indeed a serious sickness of the Greek society and the economy. But ultimately, the responsibility lies in the hands of the Greek government and the whole, in a way, the whole Greek society, so that it's up to every citizen to fight against corruption and fight against tax evasion.
Ivo Caizzi, Corriere della Sera. I would like to know if Mr. Tremonti gave you some information about the political situation in Italy, and considering what Mr. Juncker has just said, I would like to know if you suggest also in Italy to have some national unity to face the situation. And the second question, if I may, I would like to know if President Draghi gave you some analysis how to face the situation of the Italian state bond on the markets.
Mr. Tremonti was giving us some explanations concerning the domestic, the internal situation in Greece. You can easily ask him what he told us, because I'm not a spokesman of Mr. Tremonti. We were not asking for national unity in Italy because Italy is not under a program. That makes the difference between Italy and the 3 other countries, the Commissioner and myself, we mentioned. What we are expecting from Italy is that Italy will implement all the measures which have been announced in Silvio Berlusconi's letter to both the President of the Council and the President of the Commission, and this implementation will be monitored by the Commission and on a different road by the IMF.